Welcome in the Power Panel. Just a panel today. Kelly Sadler and Christopher Arps. Mark Halperin is normally with us on our he puts the P in power. He puts the P in Powerhouse on Monday. Mark will be back with us tomorrow, I believe. But Chris, your thoughts on that? Mark committing to that? I'll set it up with this. Democrats, I think, are totally demoralized right now. Joe Biden with that Quinnipiac poll last week, giving him a 33% approval rating. But this from the New York Times on Saturday, quote, I think millions of Americans have become demoralized. They're asking what do Democrats stand for? Clearly, the current strategy is failing and they need a major course correction. So, Chris, is Hillary Clinton that course correction for Democrats? But Chris, sounds like we've got a microphone technical problem there. Kelly Sadler, exact same question to you.
Well, it all depends, right? The Democrats need a course correction, but it's not what the New York Times prescribes. They need to come back to their centrist roots. Bill Clinton did this while he was in office. He took a shellacking in the midterm elections and then said, you know, the era of big government is over. And he recalibrated his presidency and went on to win a second term. So if Hillary Clinton can achieve that, then she'll have more success than Joe Biden and this radical progressive left in kind of talking to people outside the Washington, D.C., New York City bubble, real everyday Americans, which poll after poll show they don't want Build Back Better. They don't want voting rights. They want Joe Biden to focus on the economy and curbing inflation and getting these supply chain issues under control. And he's just not listening to what the average American wants. Now, whether Hillary Clinton can do that, that's up for debate. You know, she's got a long list of, she planted the dirty Russian dossier. She
funded the Steele dossier. She paid for it, the fake Steele dossier that we heard about from literally the day that Donald Trump announced he was running in Trump Tower when he came down the escalator through his presidency. And the whole thing was made up and fake. She was never accountable for Benghazi, by the way. The one thing you can say about Hillary Clinton is that she is nowhere near as popular as her husband was when he was president. Even all the shenanigans, he left office with a 73% approval rating post Monica Lewinsky, and I think that was some of the Democrats and liberals rallying around him. But Bill Clinton was a popular president for much of his presidency. Chris, I don't think anybody can rally Republicans quite like Hillary Clinton.
Exactly, Robin. I apologize for that amateur.
Don't worry about it.
Don't
worry about it.
But when you look at Hillary Clinton, I think Mark is correct. They really don't have a bench. They're talking about Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg as the heir apparent.
Right.
And I think you also have to remember, I think that former President Barack Obama runs this party now, and there is not a lot of love lost between Hillary Clinton and the Obamas. So I think that if she did try to make a run, I think the Obamas would squash that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Hillary Clinton also, she'll be 77 years old, so younger than Joe Biden is now, but she'll be 77 come 2024. So we'll see where we are. But this whole thing about primarying sitting presidents in their first term, it's never been successful. Ted Kennedy and the Democrats were so split in 1980. That opened the door for Ronald Reagan and George H.W. Bush at that time. And then they steamrolled Walter Mondale in 1984. Of course, that was after Reagan had been shot. He was hugely popular at that time, and the economy was rocking and rolling in the mid-'80s as well. All right, I want to pivot to John Katko. He announced that he is going to be retiring. He did so late Friday afternoon, and President Trump brought this up on Saturday when he was speaking in Arizona. So John Katko represents Syracuse, northern New York. That's his district. He's been a congressman for, I believe, 8 years. This would be his fifth term that he's decided not to run for. What do you make of that, Kelly? So that makes 3 of the 10 that voted for impeachment in January have now announced they are resigning. Adam Kinzinger and Anthony Gonzalez are the other 2.
Good riddance.
Yeah.
Good riddance. Katko was one of the reasons why the House, if you remember on the infrastructure vote, bucked. He defied Kevin McCarthy. He basically rallied 13 or whatever Republicans around him to vote to advance the bill out of the House, which I think he knew he was going to retire, and he's been defying the party, bucking the party, hasn't been going along with the party line. So as much as Democrats want Kyrsten Sinema out of their party and Joe Manchin out of their party, I say no love lost for John Katko not returning to the seat, and we'll win it with a true true red Republicans.
That's a Joe Biden won that district in 2020 by 9 points, by the way. We've got about 30 seconds, Chris. Just final thought on that. Do you think it's because these Republicans have been ostracized within their own party, or do you think he knew all along that he wasn't running for re-election, so why not vote for impeachment, which really invalidates his vote for impeachment if that's the case?
I think both. I think just like these 27 Democrats that are retiring, these Republicans that voted for impeachment see the handwriting on the wall, and they're getting out now so they can get their MSNBC, CNN
Get them all lined up.
jobs lined up.
Yeah, good point. 3 out of the 10, though. It's amazing. 3 out of the 10, and that list could grow. Panel, we'll see you again, top of the hour. Looking forward to that. Thank you.